'cause we're gonna sit and talk for a while. So come on everyone, just put on a smile.
Hey everyone!
Hey guys!
Welcome back.
What's the professional way to say hello?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
How was it? When we were gone, what'd you do?
You guys, we are so happy to be back.
We have not seen each other since.
And a lot has happened. Anyway, today is our professional show. It's all about learning.
And about being a professional and being a professional.
A wannabe lawyer. We're going to learn about the LSATs. The LSAT.
The LSATs is what that is.
The Lawyer Standard.
Dies test. What does it stand for?
The lawyers say anything tonight.
What?
Lawyers second guess all together.
Lawyers save anything.
Anything's one word.
Nope.
Anyway, we have the lovely guest with us tonight.
Robert.
His name's Robert Kwan, and don't worry, you're not going to be on for another 5 minutes. So you can just relax. But he's taking the LSATs next week.
Yeah, so he's here to teach us about what that would be like.
What's it like?
And we're he's here so we can help him study.
Yeah, we want to help him study.
Yeah.
And we're also going to learn about, law and, just so
politics
much.
And things like that. Also, Maria,
Yes.
we have some other friends here.
Oh, do we? Let's take a look. Justin.
Late night lemonade and it's back for your ass. Woo! Late night lemonade and it's back for your ass. Woo! Late night lemonade and it's back for your ass. Woo! Late night lemonade and it's back on your ass.
Some of you also here tonight is Katie and Adam on the IMs.
No, stop it.
Stop.
Parker said he's actually the most observant viewer, apparently, said that that Amanda's now in the middle. She's not normally.
Yes,
Right.
Amanda's mom suggested that Amanda sit in the middle.
Because she said sometimes I can't talk to the guest as much because Maria's in the middle. And I told my mom, I said, no, Mom. No, because that's not how it is. But then
she made it
I
a
brought
point.
it up, and I thought we would try it and then maybe switch halfway through.
So what do you guys think?
What do you think? Because I'm frankly a little uncomfortable right now.
Oh, Snarfy is wondering why you're wearing a name tag.
It's
Because it's a professional show.
stupid.
Hey, be nice
Wow.
to them.
Well, I mean, that's the stupidest comment we've ever had on the stream. Who was that, Snarfy?
Snarfy.
External enemy.
Wow.
But we also have a little friend here.
Or should we say two friends?
Uh-oh.
My Furby won't wake up.
My cat won't wake up.
No, but mine has batteries, and it says to press down his tongue and then press the reset button, and I did, and he just can't wake up.
I was trying to press on her tongue.
Anyway, what is it time? Should we do
Amanda's
wait?
book
Hold
review?
on. Well, it's Amanda's book review. Get it done.
Get it done. I thought we had an image for that, but I may have not brought it this week.
I'm pretty sure you have not brought it.
Okay, it was a little kitty cat reading a book, so.
Should I hold this while you?
Yeah. Anyways, today is Amanda's book review, the edition, special edition, books Amanda has in her trunk. So, today's thing is When Bad Things Happen to Good People.
Yay!
And this book is by This book is by Harold S. Kushner.
Norman.
And Norman Vincent Peale said, "This is a book all humanity needs. Where is God when you need him most? When the young die tragically and freak accidents reach out at random to destroy good people in their prime, why should we turn for comfort to the same God who makes it happen? Harold S. Kushner asked the universal why for 10 long years as he lived with the knowledge that his son was doomed by a disease so rare most people have never heard of it. Through his family's shared ordeal, this distinguished clergyman came to see God as he had never before, a God who does weep with us, won't abandon us, and can fill the deepest needs despite an anguished heart. So anyways, I haven't read it. So if you guys want to go out and buy this book, let's read it together and we'll talk about it next week.
This is such a cute little cat.
Isn't she soft?
Senior Shutter is saying that they want to know what does Maria have in her hair, and they like it.
It's Amanda's actually. It's Amanda's headband, and it's a headband, and
Show him this.
so I mean, you can take it off at any point. It's not stuck.
Oh.
Boo. What happened? Boo. What happened?
It just looks better with it on.
Whoa!
Not back on.
I thought something happened. Nice profile says, whatever, a Cali kid.
Oh, I didn't even realize that we already have this right here.
That's what I just said before the show
my
started.
gosh, I don't even remember.
What's a gold frap? Bottom Boy says a gold frap. What's a gold
That's a
frap?
band.
Justin,
Isn't it a
is that a
band?
band? Do you know any of their songs, Justin?
Gold frap. I'm part gold. Other parts frappuccino. I'm a gold frap.
Gold Frappuccino.
Gold frappuccino. Definition. Think about it.
Well, I think we should probably bring out our guest.
I think it's about that time.
Am I right? So let's give a big
round of applause, everyone,
for Robbie Kwan.
Look at him. Robbie.
How you doing?
Can you imagine this guy in the courtroom saying
This one?
that? Yeah.
I look at this. I look at this. He looks at that. Okay, we got it. They're always telling me to look somewhere different, these people.
So, Robbie,
Yeah.
fun fact, we all went to college together.
Yeah?
Funner fact, Robbie's doing things with that education.
What have you done since college?
After I graduated, I spent 5 months in Las Vegas. I worked for the Obama campaign as a field organizer.
Cool.
And after that, I got really, really lazy. Worked really hard. We worked every day for about 3 months. And after that, I worked in LA on a city council campaign for David Behetti, which was unsuccessful and sad.
For who? David?
David Behetti ran
Behetti.
for city council against Paul Koretz out in this district over here. And since that, I've been studying for the LSAT.
Well, you were doing that.
Maria, what have you done?
Well, after I graduated, I found out that I didn't have much to do. So I've been kind of just rolling along. This has taken up a lot of time. There's a lot of surfing the web for funny things. How about you, Amanda?
Well, after I graduated, it was summer, and I worked at a restaurant. And now a couple things happened, and now I'm at a different restaurant.
So you're doing pretty
You guys,
good.
this is a magnet.
No, you're joking. They're gonna go wild for that.
What are they saying? What are they saying?
Nothing about that.
Cool.
Oh.
Well, anyways, how can we help you? Because we really want you to become a successful Robbie, so that we can ride your coattails
To Hollywood.
to Hollywood.
To Hollywood.
Can you become an entertainment lawyer?
I mean, this is so hot. I mean, I wanted me to wear a
No.
blazer because it's a business show, but it's so hot. You're not wearing a blazer.
I have shoes on, business shoes.
Shop 123 says magnet, yay!
Yeah. That's what we wanted.
Finally.
So,
Let's get down to this, because Robbie really needs to study. Cause
yeah,
we took him away
from his study. So, what are these books you have over here, Robbie?
The LSAT is
He has like a stack, like so big. Look at all these books.
Pretty much
Oh my
anybody who
God.
wants to do okayish on the LSAT ends
Oh!
up.
Books.
So yeah, you spend $1,400 so you can take an expensive LSAT course. and,
$1,400.
Yeah, devote a couple months of your life to the LSAT. It's a pretty awful test that has nothing to do with law. It just has a bunch to do with trivial logic games.
Really?
Cool.
Like
Not
Sudoku.
really.
Yeah, like Sudoku.
Somewhat like that. Somewhat like
Like
that.
what kind of logic? Well, I'll pull up my questions, will ya? I got some questions to ask about it.
Okay. This is about.
Okay. Oh, wait, here. Actually, it's the first one. I have some reasoning
This one?
questions. The first, before that. Those are the answers.
Just okay.
Oh, God, this is long.
Okay, so here's a question.
Can you read it, will ya?
Many. All right. Here's. You know what? I'm gonna read the question, but I'm gonna put it in terms so that our viewers can like understand. Okay.
They're smart.
Many stream viewers rank global warming as the most serious current threat to the world's environment, citing evidence that over the past 30 years, the global temperature has risen an average of 2 degrees, also meaning they're morons.
No, that's not in there.
That's in there. However, the average global temperature this year is equal to the global temperature of last year, meaning global warming doesn't exist. The end. Global warming, therefore, is not as serious a problem as the environmentalists claim. I like this book.
So what is the question?
Oh, so
The
there's this
choices.
fly. So the argument is most vulnerable to the criticism that, and then what's your answer?
Wait, but there's choices.
Yeah, but those are so long.
Probably has something to do with the fact that simply because in 1 year something happens and it statistically stays the same doesn't mean that there's no change overall.
And what's the answer?
I have no idea.
It doesn't tell you the answer. Do the
doesn't.
people
Does anyone know?
So Timer of X said that global warming isn't real.
Thank you.
Okay, actually, the answer is C. Attempts to refute a conclusion about a general trend by appealing to a single counterexample, even though such a counterexample may be consistent with the general trend.
Objection.
Overruled.
I believe that's true. You can't do
Order.
that. It's yes. What's that, Adam? You're
No,
just-
we're agreeing with you.
That was like-
Maria's wrong.
That was agreeing.
What?
Katie, what do you think about global warming? Katie, what do you think about global warming? Now that's not gonna get that cute face isn't gonna get you out of everything. Well, I have a question. You got this one wrong. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, here's some.
Oh, look at all these.
Oh my God, you guys.
So, Robbie, when so you take classes to study for this. What's like what's the most difficult part about studying for the LSATs?
I'd say the most difficult thing with the LSAT in general isn't necessarily doing the questions, it's doing it in the restricted amount of time they give you.
How much time do they give you?
You get about 35 minutes per section, but in the end, the first time I took it, you end up not being able to even attempt about 6 questions per
my
section.
Oh.
So it's
Is
really
that-
just about doing it in a really quick pace of time.
And I have a question. Is when you don't have enough time to answer the questions, is it better to leave them blank or to just bubble in anything?
C is the most common answer.
The LSAT, unlike all the other standardized tests, you don't get penalized for guessing. So you do want to guess, but they're actually really restrictive. If they catch you guessing like after the time is called, you can be banished from the LSAT. And
Banished from the and where do
pretty
those
much going
people
to law
go?
school or wherever.
Those people go-
Where do those people go?
They have to do something else.
They go to the stream.tv, Brian. I'm kidding.
Well, I actually was on mock trial.
I was too.
What were you? I was
a
attorney.
witness.
I was an attorney. I did what's that thing called? Robbie, what's the thing called when you like go up before to like cite the cases that you're gonna use to like help your case? It's a pre-trial, is that what it is? Like you go up before
Opening statement.
No.
Deliberation.
Before that.
Deliberation.
Deliberation.
Jury.
That's later.
Jury duty.
Robbie, what is it when I go up before with all these cases? I'm like, see here, Roe v. Wade.
Roe versus Wade.
Citing.
Like,
No.
what are you talking about?
Like if there's a trial happening, okay, and I'm an attorney.
What kind of trial?
If there's a trial because this guy gave this girl Rohypnol and she died from it
Who?
in high school. This is all fake. It's on mock trial.
Yeah, right.
But I did pre-trial. They told me I was a lawyer. I don't know.
I think you were just like helping like one of your teachers out with like something he did.
Maybe it was a play.
Oh, it might have been a play.
The famous Mammoth play, Rohypnol. So you want to be a lawyer though? You want to be? You said you want to be a constitutional
He doesn't
lawyer,
wanna be a
or you
lawyer.
don't want to be a lawyer?
He wants to. Okay, go. You answer.
Well, I'm not really sure if I want to actually go on and practice law, but it's probably the most essential thing to getting involved in politics, and that's probably something I'll do at some point in my life. Right now, I'm probably going to end up starting a website, a news website.
Oh,
And
you should talk to Brian about starting your website. Look at what he's done.
But anyways, the most important thing I think with politics isn't necessarily becoming extremely informed yourself, but informing other people. Just looking at our democracy, as much as I like Barack Obama, there's things he's done that really concern me. There was a case earlier this year, Jewel versus NSA, where his administration endorsed Bush's Patriot Act.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And they basically said, cited something that Bush never claimed the power to, which is sovereign immunity from the law. And instances where we've intentionally broken the law, we can't be held liable for it unless the government willfully discloses that information, which obviously they're not going to do. Looking at other countries, you have a country like England, they have all of their communications there, Facebook messages, phone calls, any emails you send stored for 2 years. Your cars are actually tracked by the license plate, and they record and store where your car was at every time.
What?
So you have countries like that where, people end up being heavily restricted, and I view that as something that we really need to be cognizant of, just because in our own country we have the same sort of surveillance setups. We have in San Francisco basically fusion centers all across the country where we collect all of our information and in a dragnet fashion go on to seek out specific terms, and the use of that and utilization of that is kind of masked by the fact that we have those protections for sovereign immunity for the states themselves. And it's actually to the extent that NSA and military intelligence information is being passed on to the local law enforcement. We're kind of stepping into a new territory, and it's something we didn't really expect we'd get with Barack Obama.
Now, saying that, Video Gamer wants to know, did you hear about Obama banning Spider-Man from the USA for all the bad he has done?
Yeah, it's one of those things he campaigned on, and I think he's got to follow through.
So what's in it for Obama?
What's in it for Obama?
What's in it for us?
Why is he now backing the Patriot Act? Why is he doing that?
Yeah.
I think when you look at Obama and the government, you can't really look at it in the traditional way we're taught, where the president's sitting on top
Right.
and everybody listens to him. He's got heavy influences from the CIA, the NSA, the establishment, political establishment, and can't really confront those factors until much later in his presidency, just
Right.
because of the simple backlash he'll get.
And so they're saying, like, wait, we're not ready to, like, overturn this yet. Like, we're still using it.
No, and it's one of those things where presidents rarely concede power. They don't ever really want to give up anything the predecessor gave them.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, if I had known that, I would have voted for Hillary.
So, you guys, this is great. I'm loving this discussion, and I see a lot of people asking questions on the chat. Justin, what do you have to say about all of this?
Beware of the owl. It's watching you. It's watching you. Beware of the owl. It's working for the CIA. Have you ever looked an owl in the eyes? You wouldn't want to, because it's gathering information about you. Owls work for the FBI. Beware of the owl.
Brash TV keeps asking if we're all sober.
How? We're too sober.
I'm hungry. Robbie, are you hungry?
Not really.
No, what'd you eat today?
Had some pizza.
I did too!
Then why are you hungry?
Because I had it a couple hours ago. What are they saying, Katie? I heard your voice.
Well, I just am also very hungry.
Is anyone in the chat hungry? Shock
123 is hungry.
Yeah.
They said I'm hungry.
You guys, just FYI, Amanda and I have a new little mysteries out. So maybe someone has those links.
The links, you can post them.
You can put them up. We have 4 new little mysteries, so watch them.
Gothic Smurf 89, it says they're hungry too.
Good. Then we're on the same page.
Now I have a little game I want to play called Constitution Fun Facts.
Wait a minute. Constitution Fun Facts. Get it done.
Now, Robbie carries everywhere with him the Constitution. Can we see it?
Who's that on the cover?
George Washington.
No. Let's see that
Maybe.
man.
It is George Washington.
Yeah, that looks like him. Look at him with his... Yeah, it's
What's he holding?
a feather.
What's he got a feather for? Who's your favorite founding father?
I'd probably say Thomas Jefferson or
Nice.
George Washington.
Yeah.
There's a lot we don't know about our founding fathers. One of the most interesting things I think is the Declaration of Independence. The first 2 drafts of it were actually signed on hemp paper. George Washington, for his whole life, grew hemp. He cultivated it. There's actually a famous quote from him, make the most of the Indian hemp seed and sow it everywhere. I find that really interesting just because all of our founding fathers, from Thomas Jefferson to John Adams to Benjamin Franklin, were all involved in hemp. And
They
that's
were
a
all
product.
high.
Does that mean that they smoked weed?
Not necessarily. Thomas Jefferson actually smuggled some Indian hemp seeds back from China. And those were actually seeds that George Washington utilized and protected quite a bit. You can read his diaries from the Library of Congress where he talks to his, the guy running his slave farm basically, and instructed him to specifically protect the Indian hemp seed and cultivate it because he was going to distribute it amongst friends. The Indian hemp seed, as opposed to the traditional one, is known for having qualities that are greater in THC, things like that, which would actually get you high. It's known for not being used for textiles and making products, but it's known traditionally for medicinal uses.
Interesting. So I wonder what they would say today if they knew what was going on.
They'd probably be pretty disappointed just
Right.
because they, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, they viewed hemp as the most essential thing for your country because our paper was printed on it, our clothing, all of the sails we used, all of the ropes. So any kind of naval, any type of navy you could construct was heavily reliant upon hemp.
And also, it's a good time.
Yes.
Becca Patterson is here.
Hey,
Becca Patterson.
Robbie, Becca's our #1 fan.
She's so sweet.
So, Robbie, let me test you on this. What does Amendment 15 state?
Amendment 15. That's sometime after slavery, so I'm not really sure. Probably something with equal protection under the law.
The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any account. Is that 15?
Yeah, it's 15.
Oh, okay. Then I got that right.
You're good with Roman numerals.
Too much.
Okay, I have a question.
But actually, you missed a fun fact for today. It's Constitution Day.
It is?
What?
Yeah.
How did we do it? How did we do it, you guys? How did we know?
What? We did? This is so weird.
How did we know?
How do you think we knew?
I don't know. I mean, it's Robert Byrd, a senator, really, really old guy. The oldest
They were
person in the
talking
Senate.
about him on here.
Oh,
We have a question. Soch 123. What's the only amendment to be retracted?
The Prohibition Amendment. I think it was 21st.
Whoa, you know your
you
stuff.
got it. Who was the oldest member to sign the Constitution?
No idea.
False.
False.
Jefferson. Nope.
Franklin.
But they were all old.
He
One
even
was
signed it, didn't
in the 80s. Benjamin Franklin.
Oh, did someone say that at the IM desk? I did.
Alexander Hamilton, I believe, was the youngest. Is that right? No, Jonathan Dayton of New Jersey, 26.
Who's that?
26, that's like our age.
Kenji Samurai wants to know, is it the 222nd year anniversary since the Constitution was signed?
Today the Constitution was signed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I just thought it was like a Constitution Day, like President's Day, but it was signed today.
Yeah.
Yay! You guys were lucky to have all these great rights.
Our country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee our sea. Land that our fathers built, died land where our children cried. What's the word? From every mountain high, let freedom ring. Well, on that note, you guys.
Time for a video.
Yeah, you guys. Before we left, I started. Oh, Amanda, that's $1,400.
$1,400. Testmaster.
Before we went on break, I started a new segment with at my work where a coworker named Gina, I kind of tape her without her wanting me to, and I get her consent before I play it. But anyway, this one was a hidden camera placed in the workplace, in which I told Gina that another guy I work with, Ryan, had stolen her phone and was twittering on it, and this was her reaction.
Yeah.
What?
What are you doing?
What? Hey,
What?
I'll call you back.
Stop. Do not be sending shit out on my phone. Oh, my baby. Did you see my dog?
Oh, you guys, don't you love Gina? Oh, what are they saying?
What, Ripper 1226 is like, wow.
That's
They were worried that was illegal, but then it was cleared up that you got permission first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that illegal to do that? Film someone without them knowing and then showing it on live television?
I don't know.
What
What does the lawyer say?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
It is
illegal.
illegal.
I had to give a consent before I came on here.
I
so.
hear what you're saying.
There was a lot of good Gina material, but it didn't record some of it, which got really angry. She was getting really angry. But do you guys like that segment?
Becca
'Cause-
Patterson loved Gina.
Yeah,
Oh,
Gina's
good.
great.
Hey guys, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question to Robbie?
Yeah.
Because Robbie just said, hey, he signed our consent form. As a lawyer, what'd you think of our consent form?
Did you read it?
I did not read it. So
Okay.
but I was like,
just
it
wondering.
was slipped to me like a minute before we went on, so
They
I had
did
to,
that on
I had to
purpose.
type
But no,
it.
actually the hosts are supposed to email you the PDF so you can, to look at it beforehand. But that's okay. That's neither here nor there. But lots of complicated legalese and things in bold, right?
I just sold away my kidney.
okay.
Hopefully,
We'll make
Amanda
it
needs
painless.
one. Amanda needs a kidney. We need all the donations we can get.
I need to buy a kidney, so we
They're
need
delicious.
$100.
Justin.
Hemp. What is it good for the founding fathers? Absolutely everything. Hemp. What is it good for the founding fathers? Absolutely everything. Hemp. What is it good for the founding fathers? Absolutely everything. Hemp. What is it good for the founding fathers? Absolutely everything.
It took us the longest time to all
Get in it.
get it done.
Where'd your coat go?
I took mine off.
Gosh, you guys would never make it in the real world.
So Robbie, so let's more fun facts about the Constitution. Why do you like the Constitution so much that you want to practice law about it?
Well, I think looking at the Constitution right now, you can look at, prohibition of cruel and inhumane punishment, and you look at what we've done to people we've imprisoned. We've literally had guns to their head, thrown them against walls, waterboarded
Wait,
them,
who?
put insects in with them,
We do
people
that.
we've detained
to
as a
who?
country.
Everyone.
To who?
To
everyone?
anyone. We do it to people.
So I think you look at something like that, or
Guantanamo.
the prohibition of
Yeah, Guantanamo
illegal
Bay is a
search
good
and
thing.
seizure of property.
Oh God.
In our country right now, if you cross the border, if you leave and you go fly over to Europe or something, or you go to Mexico and you have your laptop on you or your cell phone,
You get stolen.
without a warrant, the government can literally take your phone, take your laptop, and download all of the information.
No,
off of
we
that.
don't do that.
That's literally
yet.
what's allowed, and that's something.
No, but that's
Obama's
in Mexico.
ensured. No. It's the U.S. Border Patrol that will actually do that.
Wait a minute. You're saying Obama is like being like Big Brother right now?
Yeah, absolutely. He's continued the Bush policies. He's
is he-
curtailed
is-
it a little bit,
Yeah,
and the
but he's
Patriot
not
Act
making
right
it
now.
anymore. He's just not stopping it. That's what the.
Well,
comes
I mean,
down
if
to.
you go back to Jewel versus NSA, the case I mentioned, he actually extended Bush's powers and claimed and created this sovereign immunity idea, where unless they actually reveal the information related to them intentionally breaking the law, that actually can't be brought against them.
Now, what was his stance on the Patriot Act while he was campaigning?
As he campaigned, he said that we needed to go back and look to the Patriot Act and revisit it. And just recently this week, the Justice Department specifically cited 3 parts of the Patriot Act and their intent to continue them. Russ Feingold, who's one of the few senators out there who actually wants to kind of restrict things, is looking to get away with the telecom immunity that we put in place, which would allow us to actually sue the cell phone companies that handed over our information and have done that for the last 5-6 years.
You want to talk about this issue that's a big issue, and a lot of our viewers are from Canada, so they won't know what we're talking about because they're a little bit slower than us Americans. Just kidding, or am I? So, what we want to know, what's your stance on healthcare?
That's someone asked that. Who asked about healthcare?
You guys, come on. If Robbie is studying for the LSATs, you can read the chats.
And are you a Democrat or a Republican? A Carol 90 says he seems like a Democrat. Or
Well,
what do you consider yourself?
Obviously, I did work for Barack Obama
Yeah.
for 3-5 months. It's
It'd be
not.
weird
I
if you were a
volunteered for part of
Republican.
that time, so it'd be a little bit hard for me to do that as a Republican. I just simply look at the two and I take the lesser of the two evils.
Right.
I don't think Obama's shit smells any prettier than anybody else.
Yeah.
You look at him and a lot of problems we have going on with him. It's the same old, but I do think he is the best hope we have.
Yeah, healthcare.
So on healthcare, I think if you look at it, we have CEOs who run our healthcare system. The CEO of Cigna makes $66,000 a day.
Boo!
We have a setup where we have the second worst infant mortality rate of any developed nation.
What's
We're
the
actually
first?
behind
Really?
Cuba. It's either Finland or Japan.
Finland's a nice place.
Yeah, and the main difference there is they just have universal health care and everybody gets treated beforehand.
Yeah.
And that's very important in making sure a mother can actually have a baby, and
Needle care.
neither of them has serious repercussions.
Cherry Pie 8236 is asked, do you ever want to run for office?
Ooh.
People say, I've had people ask me that, and I always say I wouldn't want to do it unless there was public financing, because I don't want to spend all day asking for money. And that's
Like
the main
us.
problem with healthcare is you look at it, and 70% of people support the public option, 70% of doctors support the public option. and
Dr.
it's simply
Drew
that-
doesn't. Wait a minute, the public option.
Meaning the government could provide you health care at a discounted price simply because it would be a not-for-profit system.
Yes.
Chat room?
Salami Sale has been asking very often, do you believe in the New World Order?
The New World, good movie, starring Colin.
No, New World
I
Order.
would say
Farrell.
New World Order.
by New World
New
Order,
Order's
it's
good
the
band.
idea that specifically people like the Rockefellers, Brzezinski, have formulated the
Rockefeller, y'all.
centralized powers, the Bilderberg Group, foreign policy organizations where they get together and trying to install one world government. I don't think it's really necessary to kind of buy into that idea to be outraged by the extent that our powers are being centralized and discussions are happening outside of the way we can understand them. There's actually a treaty that's being negotiated right now, and it relates to music piracy and the way in which they can fine you. And they're trying to actually, instead of going after people just financially and suing you for lots of money, sending you to jail for downloading music.
No.
And
They already
this is-
do that.
They don't send anybody to jail. And this treaty is over 1,000 pages, and all but 10 pages of it are classified in national security.
Isn't
And this
that
is a
terrible?
domestic treaty not an international foreign policy treaty or anything dealing with intimate relations with the NSA, the military, anything like that. And it just shows the extent to which domestic issues have been kind of shaded over with foreign policy issues, and you can actually have grand discussions like this about criminalizing downloading music outside of the realm of public discussion. And I'd say that's the most important example of New World Order, is not necessarily this grand conspiracy to take over the world and install a single government, but centralized powers convening in a secretive fashion. And I think that's the one thing our founding fathers didn't want to see.
Yeah.
Is they didn't want to see secretive powers take over, and they didn't want to see centralized powers take over. And that's why they created a republic. And the importance being is it was a republic, not a democracy. Democracy is simply an ideal.
Hey,
Phony Baloney keeps wanting to ask you, how do you feel about Ron Paul?
Ron Paul,
creep show.
No.
Yeah, he's a creep show.
No.
He's a creep show, Amanda.
I saw him on The View.
Yeah, creep show. All those creepers. God, that's like a creep fest.
Ron Paul is a pretty legit guy. He usually does
he's
a pretty
so
good job
weird. He's got
of
clammy
holding the
little
truth.
hands.
But I'd say the one hesitation with Ron Paul is he takes a lot of money from Blackwater, private military contractors. When he looks to an issue like Somalia and piracy over there, his solution is to hire mercenaries to go after them. And that's not something I want to see. I look at Blackwater. They were literally running camps out there where they were giving out $1 blowjobs for their employees.
Whoa! What?
That's true, yeah. So, you know,
This
there's huge
chat
issues
room
with
just
that.
blew up.
There's a lot.
Where was the $1 BJ?
$1 BJs were in Iraq, and you see the same sort of thing in which we had private contractors working in Afghanistan, and they were raging through the night. You can see pictures of a bunch of bros getting drunk and licking each other's nipples.
Whoa, Robbie, come on!
Oh,
This
geez.
That's what
objection! We hold you in
So-
contempt.
So wait, how is
that
Ron
right?
Paul involved in that?
How's Ron Paul involved in that? Is that normally he speaks truth to power, but in a situation where we have private military contractors running amok, he's actually endorsed the idea that they should be instilled with the power of enforcing the law overseas.
Justin, you write a song about this. Write a song about all of this right now.
Wait a minute. The founding fathers thought that hemp would make me wanna shout. Put my hands up and shout. Put my hands up and shout. Put my hands up and shout. Come on now. Ooh, hemp, ooh, hemp, ooh.
Wait, Justin.
That had nothing to do
Yeah,
with
you just did a song about hemp, and then you just do another song about hemp, and you had so much to do a song on.
He likes hemp.
Hemp.
Do something about Ron Paul.
Yeah, Riddick, that's it. You're done for the show. You're done for tonight.
I think we have a really
Pack up
good
your
balance
stuff.
tonight of serious, interesting stuff and interesting, serious
And
stuff.
interesting animals. Fictional animals.
On that note, I think, does anyone have a big question or something? What is
Deacon says, I would like to know why Americans are so scared of their government actually running the country and offering services that actually help the people, like a healthcare system that looks after everyone rather than those that can afford it.
Can I answer? Can I answer,
And
Robbie?
for the record, he's from England. He had mentioned that earlier.
Okay.
Oh, are you? I'm kidding.
What's your answer?
I know the answer because the bigger the government, the lazier people get, and when people start.
Go on.
Go on.
Oh,
Go.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I could after all those grunts. Me and Furby know what we're talking about. Bigger government, more lazy people get, and the lazier people get, the less people want to work, and then people get owned by the government, and nobody's ever able to live their lives.
So, for
themselves.
example, if someone is disabled and can't work a job, should they not be able to have health care?
What are you talking about?
Well, like if someone doesn't work a job, if they get sick, they shouldn't
disabled
be able.
with what?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they have emotional problems.
Amanda,
There's
you're
actually-
talking about yourself.
There's actually
I
some
need
pretty
help
big
here.
issues in 9 states right now. If you had been in a previous relationship beaten by your significant other, Domestic abuse is actually a reason through which they can deny you health care and declare that a
You
pre-existing
mean if
condition.
you get beaten?
Unreal, because you-
no, but
because
that's
you-
but that's different because that's the healthcare companies. That's the healthcare companies saying, no, you're too sick. We don't want to invite you in. That's what needs to be changed. Not the fact that the government should be making everyone have healthcare and everyone have the same healthcare. It's different.
But not everybody would have the same health care
No,
in this
it would
situation.
be right. You could still
You
stay
could
with
choose
your current
your own
healthcare
option
provider.
or take
Right.
on a
But
government option.
once you do that, and then people start going with the government option because no one wants to pay for the big CEO healthcare run things, then those are going to go down, and then everyone's going to have the same healthcare because everyone's going to get the government option.
No, they'll just have to change their price.
But
Yeah,
that's
that's simply it. They're going to find a way to be competitive. Right now, they've got it managed to the T, to which they know statistically what person is going to be profitable for them. Somebody like us who's young, healthy, as opposed to somebody who's older and maybe previously had heart disease, something like that. So they've literally managed it to an equation to it. They can get the maximum profits, beat Wall Street's expectations, and come through. You know, you look at something like Medicare, they provide supplemental insurance. You look like a country like England or France, you can actually have enhanced health care and pay a little bit more, so you get catered to a little bit better. So there's always going to be a way for these companies to adjust and find a way to succeed. There's no way we have the infrastructure right now to have a public option take over fully what the private insurance
But it
industry
will.
provides.
But it will. In
You
time,
look-
it will. And
you
that's
look back
scary.
10 years and they made profits about 10% less than they're making right now. They're still going to be profitable. They were profitable then. So I think the idea that simply having a public, in the same way having public mail services or public education does not in any way intrude upon private
Right.
universities. They're still
Right.
very viable and very successful.
I think that's a really, really good analogy. On that note, I think it's a little time for
A little time.
I think we have a little time left in the show for what's cute this week.
Herbie's eyes are closed. Oh, what's this?
Just a little guy.
Oh,
Look at those alien eyes. Gross.
oh, he's falling asleep.
It gets better. So slow.
Oh no! What's he doing?
Alien eyes.
Oh, he's just watching. Katie, this isn't supposed to be gross.
Yeah, but those third eyes.
Why is it closing its eyes like that? Why?
Oh my gosh. Wasn't that beautiful? Who? The fridge. You hate cats? Well, if you hate cats, you should get out.
Get out, go out.
This is not
go
for
out.
you.
Well,
Amanda loves cats.
I do like them. I love them. Doesn't that feel good?
well, you guys, I think, gosh, time flies when you're talking about law and politics. Why isn't anyone saying anything?
Joey Vic says that they like cats.
Thank you.
So, Robbie, I hope we helped you a little bit on your LSATs today, did we?
I think maybe you have a new perspective on things.
Yeah.
A little bit. I don't think I can look at it the same way.
I think now you really, honed in on what you love most.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to get you really far.
And you know what? Even if for some reason, knock on wood, the LSATs don't work out this time, you go ahead and send them this episode.
Yeah.
And you say, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, look at this.
I think you really, you put a lot of the stuff out on the internet that needed to be said.
Yeah, a
And
lot of people are not saying it. Anyway.
So anyways, I think it's time to say goodbye. Okay, chat room, say bye.
What are they saying? Are they saying goodbye, you guys?
They're saying good luck, Robbie.
Oh,
Thank you.
Robbie,
Yeah.
good luck.
Good luck.
And you guys
Thanks.
donate. If you want to see Robbie succeed, then you have to donate to Late Night Lemonade. And Justin, thank you. Thank you for writing 2 songs about
He
hemp.
did good tonight.
Did he?
Well,
Happy
he wasn't
Hemp
listening.
Day
No,
to
this is
you.
ridiculous.
Happy Hemp Day to
It's Constitution
you.
Day.
Happy Hemp Day,
Constitution Day.
Constitution.
Okay.
Happy hump day to you.
Happy Constitution Day, everyone.
And here we go. Come back next week.
Yeah, next
We'll
week
be
we're
here.
gonna have Ryan Gosling on the show. We are, seriously.
I mean, I don't think so.
Yes, we are. Maria's an intern for his band. We're gonna get him on the show. And then the week after that, James Franco. So come back next week with Ryan Gosling.
Oh, Robbie,
Ryan
thank
Gosling.
you.
Thank you, Robbie.
Thanks for having me.
Do you want to give any shout-outs? Who's
Yeah,
watching?
Maggie, your girlfriend Maggie Harding.
Maggie.
Maybe Maggie. Hi.
And her roommates, Christina Lang and Airly Ogilvy. Who else? Your mother. She watching?
I don't think so.
Maybe later you'll email it to her.
I'll email it to my mom.
You
Say
say
hi to
swear
your
words in it. Is that okay?
She's fine with that. She's from Kentucky.
Okay.
Kentucky.
Bye bye, everyone. I want to give a